welcome back to my channel. This is Rina with Elemental Wings Healing. I am here to do a spread for the sign of Leo for the month of June 2019. This is going to apply to Leo sun sign, Leo moon, and Leo rising. So if you fall under one of the three categories, you will definitely benefit from wisdom with this reading. If you like what you see and hear, please like, share, subscribe, you know the drill. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, the info is going to be below in the description of this video. With that, Leo, we are going to get started. Calling in my spirit guides. We're going to check in on the energies of Leo to bring them messages of wisdom for the month of June. Leos, show me what's in store for Leo. My lions. What do we got here? Oh boy. Interesting. Okay, Leo, I like to start down here. The cards are facing you, but I will hold them up to the camera so that you can get a better view. First one we have is stolen in her sleep, unaware, unconscious, and unawakened. This one's, it's not necessarily good, it's not necessarily bad. It just represents that a lot of you Leos are in a state of consciousness where I think there's some denial going on, okay? Sort of a failure to recognize things for what they truly are. In the picture, you know, she's obviously very beautiful, she's radiant, but the bed of trolls that she sort of lies on are representing a lot of messages and energies around her that she doesn't really want to acknowledge, if you will. So she's sleeping. She's chosen to just put her state of consciousness totally out, so that she can be unaware, and things are just, you know, totally going to slip by her. So she thinks anyway, okay? So for you Leos, Spirit really wants you to get real about the situation, okay? About things in your life right now. What are you not willing to recognize for what it is? What are you trying to push that is just no longer worth your time and energy, okay? Because you seem like you're choosing to not see things for how they really are, all right? Which is normal. We all do that at certain points in our life. Many times, actually, when we have a certain ideal about how things are supposed to be, and of course things are not turning out that way, we have hope, right? And we continue to have hope. But this seems like something that's just, it's a little bit too far stretched now beyond hope. The signs are there. Things are right in front of your face. Your intuition is telling you what you don't want to feel and what you don't want to hear, but you're choosing to ignore it. So let's see what else we have going on here that might tell us more about this. Fairy wishing well, manifestation, expectations, and offerings. Yeah, you guys have high expectations for whatever it is that you're going through right now. And, you know, I generally don't like to say, hey, you can't get what you're aiming for when you're aiming high, because that's, you know, a negative way of thinking. But again, you're expecting something to turn out in a way different direction than it is, and how it's turning out for you. And now it's to the point where I think it's really just hurting you, okay? It's not serving you well to continue to push this, whatever it is. Wave of power, surge of power, an upswing in energy, exhilarating movement, okay? This is something that you guys are in need of. You're in need of movement, all right? You guys are fire energy, very exhilarating, very strong. So whatever the situation is, there needs to be movement, not a standing still, definitely not a state of sleep, okay? You have to make moves, whatever it is, because this is representing a wave of power, and they're showing me that things are stagnant. So it tells me that, like, I just saw a soda bottle, okay, like the soda bottle effect. When you shake a soda bottle, the carbonation really bubbles up, right? And the pressure builds. If you open that soda bottle, it comes out, flying out like a volcano, right? That's the vision that Spirit's showing me for kind of what's going on now. There's a lot of energy, but it's being repressed. There's a lot of feelings, they're being stuffed, okay? Because you don't want to acknowledge your own feelings. You want things to be different than how they really are. And so you are really thinking that if you just don't acknowledge it, that it will change. If you don't try not to think about it, don't talk about it, then it can be different. But that's not the case here. I'm going to ask for a clarification. Spirit, can I get a clarification for Leo for what they refuse to acknowledge? Okay. What's that pressure that's building up that isn't being released? Yeah, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. All right, so this is dealing with, wow, a lot of love energy. Okay, so this is, I feel like this has to do with a romantic relationship, romantic feelings. You guys are wanting things to be a certain way. Like this says, you want to recapture the romance, but how I think that you're dealing with things by choosing to just sleep on it, to just make yourself unaware of the situation, is really just allowing you to stew in your emotions and negative feelings. And so again, the soda bottle effect, okay? The pressure is building so much that the soda bottle just opens and it's all coming out like okay, because you guys are fire energy. So those flames are just being ignited. They're like out of control because you're allowing too much pressure to be built up because you refuse to acknowledge the situation. So let's call for another clarification. What's the situation, Spirit? If I could get a clarification on the actual situation that needs to be acknowledged. What is it that Leo refuses to see? This one was coming out too. Okay. So we have ear chakra, ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. All right, so you're hearing things. Somebody could be telling you things verbally, and you're literally refusing to acknowledge what somebody is being honest with you about. Or you're getting a lot of intuitive insight through audio, okay? Clairaudience. So hearing songs, you know, whatever the themes of those songs are, pay attention to them. Hearing like conversations, even if you just think that it's all in your mind, like you're hearing pieces of conversations, you need to acknowledge that as real, okay? That is intuitive information. And the songs, they're really like there's a lot of songs that I feel like are coming up for you. Like it's like I feel like you're driving down the road going to work or something, you're turning on the radio and there's a song that's playing and you're like, no, shut it off. Like you don't want to hear it. You just don't want to hear what's going on. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. You're wanting to, yeah, so I'm gonna put this up to the camera real quick. In the picture on the retreat card is actually a bride and a groom, okay? So it represents wanting to retreat into the world that you feel the most love and bliss in, but it also is sometimes about wanting to retreat just like with your partner. And so you kind of are feeling like it's not just you who wants to sleep on the situation and be unaware, but you want your partner to be in the same boat, if that makes sense. So you kind of feel like if you just can keep your partner where they're at and like create your own little world, just the two of you, nobody else, shut everything out, then things will turn out the way that you want them to be. But you're receiving information that says otherwise and you're choosing not to acknowledge it. So what are these songs? Leo, what's the songs on the radio that are coming up that you don't want to hear? Because whatever these songs are, it's making you really upset. You don't want to hear it. It's something that regards your partner, it looks like. So let's move on to scared to fly. All right, so we have the right moment, sensing out the right timing. Okay, again, she's not making moves, okay? You can see her, she has the skills to fly, she knows how, but she is just sitting there up in the treetop, monitoring the wind and trying to think very carefully about when and if she should make any moves. But in the meantime, she's like, no, not ready, need more time, and she's clinging to that tree. She's clinging to it. She's scared to fly, okay? She says that she's sensing out the right timing. She says that she needs more time, like, oh, I know when it'll be right, just let me have this time, it's not now. But in reality, this is really just procrastination, refusal to acknowledge the situation, okay? I gotta tell you, Leo, there's not gonna be much happening in June. There's not gonna be much changing in June if you choose to live the whole month like this, okay? You're not going to see the results that you want. What are the results that Leo wants? Clarification. Yeah, Spirit's guiding me to pull a lot of clarification for Leo. What's the results that Leo is trying to get by refusal to acknowledge? Fairies. Okay, guys, this is my expertise. Leo, you are directly connected to me. What's going on with us? You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. All right, you guys are directly connected to the elementals right now. So, our people, we're connected with passion. We are connected with love, sex. Winnie, help me out here. Yeah. Thank you. So, they said that you want to strengthen your connection intuitively. You have this idea, Leo, about harmony and bliss in your love life. And, you know, I feel like you have believed that Spirit is really on your side for you handling the situation like this. But it's not working in your favor. Spirit, your guides specifically are trying to move you out of this way of thinking, okay? They are trying to get you to move, trying to get you to move the energy, use some of that fire to, I mean, I really can't say it better, light a flame under your ass and get you moving. You got to do something different. What you're trying to do now is not working, okay? You want a better relationship. If this is romantic, I feel like it is, okay? We have fairies, we have playfulness, recapturing the romance, trying to retreat with your partner and just keep you guys in your own little world. Well, Spirit says it's just not going to work that way. You have to acknowledge the hard stuff. Okay, and you're gonna have to try something different. Guys are also frustrated. They're saying that you're frustrated with your connection with elementals. It could be fairies, specifically. Hello, we just showed up in your reading. You guys are frustrated with your connection to the elemental realm, specifically. Trying hard to understand, okay? But these are dealing with energies that are much different than yourself, okay? Spirit's guiding me to tell you that these beings, okay, that you have felt connected to, that you think you're connecting with, they think differently than you, they feel differently than you, they operate differently than you. So the fairies have this example to show you, okay? They're trying to come in, they're trying to teach you a different way, but you're not budging. Which makes sense, you know? Hey, nobody's blaming you for that, Leo. That is a part of your nature too, you know? You want it your way. You're a Leo, you're the lion, you know? You feel like you should be king or queen of your environment, and, you know, you have that fire energy, so you feel like you should be able to control your environment. But elemental nature is not about control. And elemental nature teaches you that when you try to have that control, it doesn't always work the way that you think it's going to work. You have to think outside the box. That's what fairies teach us, to think and feel outside of the box. Stardust, premonition, galactic communications, beginnings and endings. You guys are having issues with sleep as well. You're having a lot of dreams. You guys are communicating with people in your dreams that you don't realize. And it directly has to do with you repressing your emotions so much that they have to come out somewhere, and they're coming out through your sleep. All right, so you're having dreams about the stuff that you don't want to acknowledge either. And you're also visiting people in your dreams, and you're able to like communicate like fully and honestly your feelings in the sleep state. because these feelings and these ideas have nowhere to go because you are refusing to acknowledge them in your waking life, okay? Some of you are seeing different possibilities. It's not like nightmares or anything like that, although some of you, I do feel like you're having bad dreams about the things that scare you. And some of you are seeing different versions of how this situation can play out that are very happy. It's like happy endings, you know? You're at a point where it's like it's one of those storybooks, like choose your own ending. So it's all up to you, okay? Directly relating to the choices that you make now on how you handle things in this relationship. Because how you think you're handling it, that's the right way. I don't think it's going to get you the results that you want. And pull the clarification card. Pulling a card to go with this one here. Little boy blue. Base chakra. Yeah. All right. So we have little boy blue, dreams come true, return of the soul. This is where you guys want to be. That's where you see yourself, okay? Returning to bliss. Perhaps in an even better way than things were before when you thought they were good, okay? There's a lot of possibilities here. You are at a crossroads where you have some opportunity for serious soul growth and like evolution, or things can really go downhill. Base chakra, choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. So what are the words that you're using, particularly Leo, with yourself? Are you being kind to yourself, Leo? I know that, you know, Leo, you guys typically, you really like to be in relationships where it's very give and take with Leo, okay? They like to give, they expect the same in return, and that's with everything, including affection and attention, all right? And you really do feel fueled by the expression of love and attention that you get from your partner. But are you relying too much on that and not being kind to yourself? What do you feel like it is that you have to hide? That's what Spirit says. Spirit says that you feel like you have something to hide, like you're not confident enough with yourself to think that you can do this, to think that you really can be your best self. I'm going to pull these away. Let's look for clarification points. 3 points. Major aspects for Leo in the month of June. Okay. Oh. Okay. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Okay? So you're really struggling right now because you're dealing with, you know, how you're trying to deal with things in your relationship. Like I said, you feel like you're connected with Spirit. You feel like Spirit is supporting you with how you're dealing with things, and I think that might be just because you really want Spirit to support you. But what's happening is that you're not really doing anything. I see like no movement. There's stagnant energy, and that's not what your guides want you to be doing. And you're struggling with this because whatever this situation is, it's not just about that. It's also about, like, there's a serious, like, spiritual influence. Like, you're trying to understand the meaning, like, what's the lesson? You know, you want to have the answers. You want to hear the answers. But you're stubborn. You guys are being stubborn. Because I think you're getting a lot of the answers and you're choosing to just say, no, that's wrong. It's not the way it's supposed to be. And it has a very serious spiritual undertone to whatever it is. So, let's see. Listen to your intuitive feelings. Yeah. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Sorry, Leo. You're just going to have to suck it up and deal with this one. How you're dealing with things in your head is not the right information. The information that you're receiving in your heart and in your gut, that is what's real. So you need to acknowledge and deal with that. And not the way that you've been trying to, because that's not, it's not going to bring you closure with the lesson, I don't think. There's something about parents here, family influences. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother and father. All right, a lot of you Leos are thinking about your relationships with your mother and father. Especially right now, I'm feeling like a lack thereof relationship with the mother and father, or fear of disappointing them, or being judged by them. All right, so that I feel like is playing that fear of that judgment and the undertones from the way you've been treated if you haven't had a good relationship with them. All of those things and those fears are affecting you negatively. They're not helping you in dealing with this, okay? They are not serving you in how you've chosen to deal with this situation. Leo, you are being too hard on yourself. You're trying too hard to be perfect. You're trying too hard to have that picture perfect, like, relationship and family, and how you want your parents and your family to see you. Why am I feeling like that's not who you really are? Okay, so it's time to love who you are, because you're beautiful. You don't need to just rely on the attention and the acknowledgement from the other person, because I don't think that's fulfilling you right now. You need to look within yourself and accept yourself for who you are. Understand that it's not flawed, okay? You're amazing. You have so much love to offer, you guys, but whatever it is in the month of June that you're refusing to acknowledge and deal with is going to stay the same if you don't do something different. So, Leo, I wish you all the best, my beautiful lions. Listen to your hearts. Listen to your intuitive guidance. Don't let it scare you. It's not trying to hurt you, okay? It is... I feel like it's only going to hurt you if you make it more difficult, okay? If you resist it and make it more difficult than it needs to be and don't want to acknowledge it, then it, you know, that's hurting you. That's not serving you. This isn't serving you. The fear of judgment, okay? So be yourself. Open your heart. That's how you're going to restructure this situation with your relationship. That's how you're going to restructure your connection to the elementals, to your spiritual path, okay? So go to the lesson that you Go to the lesson that scares you the most, all right? Whatever it is that scares the shit out of you, do that. I love you, Leo.